Asked you this question about the average working household and how much people have in a retirement account. Here's the shocking answer. It is just $3,000. We got that number from the National Institute on Retirement Security. Now, for people who are closer to retirement, the household average is just $12,000. That is not a whole lot if you consider the cost of living and what you might need for unexpected things once you're no longer working.
That's true. Lisa Lamkins is the Federal Issues Advocacy Director for AARP Wisconsin. She joins us to talk about the steps that you can take to have financial security in your retirement. Do those numbers shock you, Lisa?
You know, unfortunately, they don't. I think too many people are relying on that pot of gold that the leprechaun might be leaving at the end of the rainbow. And we really have some grave concerns about the retirement that people are facing.
Yeah, because I think it's important to do sort of that reality check. And you have this Financial Security Blitz. It's happening next weekend in Milwaukee. It's an event, right? Tell us about it.
Well, it's actually, we're doing several different events. We're kicking it off even this Friday, attending the state budget hearings to talk about a policy that we support that will help people save for retirement. And we've got some super fun events next week. Including a bar trivia, an AARP on tap happy hour, as well as doing a conversation around Social Security. You know, what are the options? How can Social Security still be strong for the future?
Is that the lunch and learn that you're doing?
Yes, we're going to do.
So people come, they'll eat, they'll learn more about the Social Security issues and topics?
Absolutely. We'll cover a little bit of background on Social Security. We'll talk about some of those proposals that get talked about all the time. You know, how do we make Social Security stronger? Do we increase the retirement age? Do we charge people, you know, more? Do we collect more in taxes? What are the different options that are available? So we will be talking about those at the lunch and learn.
Do you think a lot of people looking forward are going to be able to look forward to Social Security? You know, I mean, that's what people worry about. Well, is that going to be there when we retire?
And, you know, and one thing I will say is we know that Social Security is strong until 2033. It can pay full benefits. Even after that, though, and this is the part you don't often hear, it can still pay 75% of benefits if we don't do anything. So Social Security is strong. It's going to be there. But we want to make sure it's there for us, for our kids, for our grandkids. So we need to tweak it a little bit to make sure that it's stronger really for the future.
Yeah, have a legacy.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are worried about how much they have in an account for retirement or saving up at all for retirement. What kinds of advice, what are your key pieces of advice that you'll be kind of sharing at these events?
Well, one of the main things is we know that if people have access to retirement savings at work, they tend to save a lot more. And so one of the key things is if you have access to one of those 401ks or a 403b, take advantage of it. I know it seems really tricky sometimes to do that, but even if you can take $10 right out of your paycheck and put it into one of those workplace savings accounts, it makes a huge difference.
Especially when there's a match, right? It's like free money on the table. Take the free money.
Absolutely. When people have access to a retirement savings place at work, savings rates go up 1,300%. That's huge.
Wow.
That's huge.
Yeah, that's a good statistic. That one is much more reassuring.
Exactly.
I think, but the statistics show, this was another one that we found, and when we looked at the number of people here in Wisconsin, workers who do not have access to a workplace retirement situation like the one you mentioned, it is 42%. So almost half of people here in Wisconsin working don't have access to that.
You know, and that's the thing that I think really that we need to be concerned about is it's much easier to save when you can do a payroll deduction. It comes right out of your paycheck. You don't take it home.
It's like you don't think about it. You don't see it.
Exactly. It automatically goes there. So we really need to put some policies in place to make sure that people can get access to those retirement plans at work.
You kind of briefly mentioned the legislature and the bill that's kind of out there. Is there anything that you want people to know? It was called the Wisconsin Private Secure Retirement Act, and that's one of the bills that's being introduced at the Wisconsin State Legislature. Is that something that's already gone through or something that people need to know more about to be able to vote on? Or
It's something that people need to know more about. It's been introduced, but it hasn't been passed yet. But it would basically set up retirement accounts that people who don't have them at their workplace right now would be able to contribute money to.
So its own entity through the state?
It's its own entity, yes. The state would set it up. Now, no state funds would be used, so people, you know, don't have to worry about that. There's no risk to the taxpayers. The taxpayers don't pay for it at all. The individuals who would contribute to it contribute their own money. It's voluntary. The cool thing is, you know how we change jobs sometimes? When you change a job right now, you might have to leave behind a workplace account. This would go with you.
Gotcha.
And we're talking about a whole heck of a lot of people in Wisconsin who don't have access to those now. So this would be for those folks who don't have any other way to save.
What's your best advice for people, especially who are close to retirement and very concerned about how they're going to live, how they're going to make it once they actually quit working?
You know, one of the challenges is, and I am guilty of this myself, a lot of us don't give it that much thought. We spend more time planning our vacations than we do planning for retirement. So it really helps to take a little bit of time. There are so many online tools. I mean, AARP has tons of tools online that can go through retirement planning, but other groups have them as well. So I would say take the time and figure out what you need. There's no one magic number that everybody needs for retirement. It depends what you want to do with your life and your retirement.
Well, I think it's great. You've got great resources on your website, so we'll make sure we give that. So if you want to find some there, here's the information on the Financial Security Blitz that's going on the 24th and 25th next weekend with AARP. It's on tap. It's a lunch and learn. You're going to learn all about it, including that Wisconsin Private Secure Retirement Act as well. Here's the website for more information. It's aarp.org/WI, or call for more information at 877-926-8300. Thanks so much for being here, Lisa. Great combo.
Thank
Really
you.
good information. Thanks. Thank you so much.